when we spent a whole day listening to HD and what it does and the stories from the families of people living with HD, that is the word that comes to my mind. That is the word that comes to my mind. It means murky and indistinct, lacking form. There's no way to, there are predictive states, but there's no way to predict, especially for the caregiver, what they are going to feel. From the ones who take so many years to get a diagnosis to the ones who take a few, fewer years. There's no way to say that I will feel this way once the monster gets a name. There's no way to say what you will feel. Whether it was a loved one, whether it is a patient, you do not know how that will feel. And so, yes, that is mathogotanio. Lacking form. And so we at Suruvi, we come in to talk about what this is for the caregiver. Our theme for today, facing the future together. For me, it says we need to bring the caregiver alongside the patient, alongside the medical personnel, alongside the researchers, alongside everybody who's involved. That caregivers need to be seen, need to be heard, and they need to be supported. They being the people who are able to describe the nuances of the disease to the doctor, and who are able to respond to the patient who is receiving treatment. We need to bring the caregivers on board as a critical member of the healthcare system. And so applied emotional and mental care for caregivers, that is what we do. Because the work of hearts, caring for anybody is a work of heart. When it is a 3-day flu, by day 3 you're hoping they are well. When it is a man flu, well. But when it is a disease that's going to take years, then that person who is caring for this person, whether they're the primary caregiver, the secondary caregiver, the long-distance caregiver, the current caregiver, the domestic worker who's involved, all of those people need to be cared for. If they do not get cared for, then they are at such a high risk of compassion fatigue. Compassion fatigue, it being one of the negative consequences of being a care provider. That profound physical, emotional, spiritually, psychological exhaustion that results in loss or diminished capacity to care. That the caregiver, they do want to care. They can't care though. The care muscle has been stretched beyond themselves. They are past burnt out. They don't want to do that again. I have spoken to so many caregivers who've said to me, I don't want to do that ever again for anybody. And that is at the end of the care role. For those who arrive at that point within the care role, then that directly impacts on the quality of care they are able to give the care recipient. And in some cases, like just what Mr. Maina has described to us, they themselves get somatic diseases. Compassion fatigue comes in stages. There's stage 1, the zealot phase, where you're enthusiastic, where you're happy you have a diagnosis, where you have ideas about what you can do to help. It could be at the point of diagnosis, or it could be when I have walked in onto you and your client and I think to myself, I have an idea. I know what to do. Have you tried this? There's this new research. There's this going on. But as you continue to care for this person and maybe they are not responding to the care, maybe they're not responding to the medication, maybe you went and found yet another doctor who's not listening to you, maybe you found yet another hurdle in the way, you start to feel irritated at life, at yourself, at the system, at medication, at diseases, at God, at visitors, at everybody. Things that are happening start to irritate you. And You could start avoiding visitors, you could start avoiding clients, you could quit on your job, you could really, you're diminishing your volume of life. You're cutting it down. You don't have as many words, you don't have as much laughter. You don't have much more life to give. You start to cut corners. You withdraw, that's the next stage. You withdraw. The things that brought you joy are now taking time and other resources from you. The people you enjoyed being with, the person you're taking care of, your colleagues, you start to withdraw. You get onto the zombie phase where the lights are on but there's nobody home. You are just doing things. If only this person would eat in 3 minutes, then, we would move forward. If only this person would shower, if only the other, and can we skip? Can we skip this stage? Can I not watch this person today, this week? Can I? Right? And on we go. And if it's still not caught, this compassion fatigue, if you're still not taken care of, you get into the pathology and victimization stage. But if you're taken care of, you get to maturation and renewal, where your resilience is supported and it grows again. You feel confident. You start to think, there is hope yet. I may not be winning against the disease, but it's not killing me as well. There is hope. How can this happen? It is if caregivers are taken care of. It is if we are involved with the life, the experience of the caregiver from the word go. At the point where the caregiver brings in someone and the doctor issues a diagnosis, if at that point in the healthcare system, the doctor, the researcher, anybody is able to ask, are you the caregiver? Are you the primary caregiver? Are you going to take care of this person? Then here is a resource pack for you. You need to see this person and see this other person, and you will be taken care of. So that then the things that are wrong with the family caregiving experience, that is, it is unspoken of, it is unseen, and it is unsupported, we start to sort that as well. If we do not do that, we are manufacturing patients. With each patient, we're manufacturing another patient. And so our suggestion is that caregiver support systems are integrated into patient care. As we seek funding from the government, from other organizations, as we raise awareness about any disease that is represented in this room, is that we also raise awareness about the presence of the caregiver. We say to them that here is a support network that takes care of more than just information on the disease. It also takes care of your well-being. It supports your emotions. It supports your self-care plans. It supports your need to connect with other people who are struggling like you are, who are facing challenges like you are. These systems integrated into the healthcare system is Suruvi Care for Caregivers' suggestion to changing wholesomely the world of disease. Wholesomely, not just the one angle. And when caregivers are connected, when they are supported, they will grow. When a caregiver who is exiting the role is still well enough to mentor an incoming caregiver, then we have a system that is able to feed itself. We have a system that is able to support itself. My time is up, but we are on social media platforms. Our number is there. And if you are a caregiver, reach out and let's have conversations and education that will grow you. Thank you.